Talia Martin's leading.
Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the Golf Mistcasters here live at Headingley Golf Club. We're on the 2020 Pro Tour and I'm joined by Paul Hemlin from the Golf Show. Paul, how you doing, my friend?
Well,
it's great to see you
here.
Good
to see you, and how you doing?
I'm very, very good. Now, you just told me actually it's Talia Martin who's the leader at
Talia
the minute.
Martin's leading, yeah.
Wow, fantastic
250 to 1 on Sky Bet this morning.
Was she really?
Watched her on that putting green, didn't miss a putt for about 10 minutes.
Well, look, talking of players who don't miss putts and incredibly talented, we've got a very special group coming up for you now, haven't we? Two-time winner Graeme Storm, two-time European Tour winner Graeme Storm, one-time winner John Parry, and last year's Order of Merit champion as well, Nick McCarthy, are going to be coming up to the tee very, very shortly. We're going to follow them out on the course, have a quick word with them. In fact, you played with Nick McCarthy a couple of weeks ago at Hallamshire, didn't you?
That's right.
Was he in fine form?
He was awesome. It was the 2020 Pro Tour's Winter Series. It was a Pro-Am event. He was unbelievable. Yeah, it was really, really good. Really solid back nine. Hits the ball a mile. Such a nice guy. Really good company. Hopefully his back's recovered from carrying me around for 18 holes. I was rubbish, but no change there. But yeah, absolutely nice guy.
Yeah, it's a good job I didn't play then, because he'd have to carry two people on his back. I think.
It was a hilly course.
yeah, poor bloke. Look, it's a beautiful day here, isn't it? It is the Golf Quiz Masters on the 2020 Pro Tour. There is a prize pot of just shy of £6,000 up for grabs. However, actually it could be nearly £16,000 because of it's actually a big thank you to Track Employment. If a player shoots 59 today, it's a par 71 here. If they shoot 59, not only will they guarantee to win the tournament, they'll also win £10,000. So it's a pretty good going. What an opportunity it is for players to come out and play competitively. We get asked quite a lot, Paul, about what sort of standard is the 2020 Pro Tour, and it's professional, isn't it?
It is serious standard. These guys are doing it for a living. You've got everybody from, Graeme there's won 4 times professionally, European Tour, Sunshine Tour, Challenge Tour.
And beat McIlroy in the playoff.
Beat McIlroy in that playoff in South Africa. I mean, we were glued to the TV when that was going on. You've even got some elite amateurs, we've had teenage kids playing in this. What a great experience for them. I mean, they call it a mini tour. You've got to think of it as a developmental tour. For some of the guys to come here, maybe get interviewed by you, it's just different for them. They're not getting there every Sunday where they're playing around the country. So it's a bit more pressure, and it's getting these guys ready for bigger things. I mean, you've been in this a year, surely you've probably interviewed a future major champion already. I mean, how cool is that?
I say that every time.
How cool is that?
I'm confident I have done. I'm confident. Now, you obviously front the Golf Show as well. It's your thing. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Golf Show's a YouTube channel. We've been going 6 months. I'm an amateur golfer myself. I write contracts for a living. Got a bit bored over lockdown, couldn't find anything I wanted to do, and then thought, I'll go and buy a camera and a microphone. Everyone's been so friendly. It's just called Golf Show on YouTube. We're nearly at 600 subscribers, which doesn't sound a lot, but YouTube is really slow going.
Yes,
we're trying to do relatable content for real golfers. So you've not got a pro out there telling you how forgiving the new ping driver is when he hits out the middle all the time. You've got me splashing it all over the course, having a great time and really enjoying it and getting to do stuff like this.
Paul, you're a useful player yourself. Don't sell yourself short. Let's grab a quick word with the chap, shall we? Let's start with Nick McCarthy, of course, last year's Order of Merit champion as well. Nick, great to see you again. I know you played with Paul a few weeks ago, didn't you, as well? What was his game like? Come on, give us.
It was good. He carried me for a few holes. To be fair, he played all right.
He was just saying, I hope your back's okay, because apparently you had to carry him for 18.
It was the other way around. He was being modest.
I'll give you the 20 quid later.
Nick, they come thick and fast, these 2020 Pro Tour tournaments, don't they? Do you get much practice in between rounds?
Yeah, you try and practice. It's good that it's on a Monday, because obviously there's not much else on a Monday. Lads who are playing Europro can still go down and play the Europro events and do all that. So it's good that it's on a Monday.
Exactly, and there's nothing else on telly either, so you may as well watch us. Nick, best of luck. We'll catch you out there as well. Just trying to see where John's over there. Graham's here as well. Graeme, great to have you with us today.
Cheers, thank you.
Now, look, you've gone toe-to-toe with McIlroy. You're now going up against Parry and McCarthy. It's
I can't wait
quite
to
a
play
day
John.
today, isn't it?
Should be fun.
I tell you, John Parry always...
He's beefed up for it as well, man, like, by the looks of him.
I'm sure it's on Instagram, getting a few pictures, doing a few free weights in the gym. It's great to have you here. Headingley, do you know it at all?
Only since Saturday, yeah. I came for a practice round on Saturday afternoon, late on. It was nice. It's born hard out there, so it should be fun, though. But just try and keep the ball in play.
What's today about for you? Is it just get a competitive round, or
get a card in my hand, get competitive again? Yeah, I'm looking to build it up before I play the British Masters at the Belfry.
I was at the Belfry last week. Great condition. Best of luck, Graeme. We're going to follow you guys out actually as well. No pressure. John, great to see you again. John, you're always in contention. You're in contention last week as well. Is there a particular game plan today, or is it you're so smooth, you're so cool? Was it just get on with it?
I'll try and get on with it. I think I might try and hit a few more drivers today and try and take it on a little bit.
Driver off the first.
Yeah, I know. Last time I got stuck on top of the hill, so I'm just...
Don't want to give anything away.
I can reach the ditch.
We've seen a few people going a bit wild today.
Oh,
but
yeah, so hopefully it'll work. So we'll see.
Fantastic. We're going to follow you guys out. There you go. Paul, let's you and me. You're a better golfer than I am. I'm about a 20 handicapper, so I would definitely go driving because I've got no chance of even getting close to the ditch. Yeah. These guys can make it though, can it? It's actually quite. It's relatively short, isn't it? 392 yards to get going with.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that ditch can come into play if it's firm out there. I've seen balls going there before. Personally, I do like to hit the driver off the first because it's the biggest head and there's less chance of whiffing it. But yeah, it's a good hole. It's a great course. Some fantastic holes on here, especially the back nine, 16, 17, which I know we're going to have a look at later.
We are, yes.
World-class holes, really good.
Hamza Rafiq earlier had a 2-iron in his hand. Wow. I could spend all day and I don't think I could hit a ball with that.
I could maybe use it to buster a slice of bread, but I don't think I could hit one, no.
Slightly thicker head, actually. So we'll let him off. We're going to get into position because this group is about to tee off. Like I say, we are going to follow it. Of course, Graeme Storm, 2-time winner on the European Tour. John Parry, of course, a winner on the European Tour, and Nick McCarthy at the 2020. It's really difficult to say. The 2020 Pro Tour Order of Merit champion.
The 10:24 tee-off time on the tee, John Parry.
So it's John Parry up first.
On the tee, Graeme Storm. And on the tee, Nick McCarthy.
So Paul there, it's like Nick going a little bit right. That'd be interesting because it does go down to the right a little bit there, doesn't it? So it's not.
It could be an interesting shot into the green from there. Yeah.
Right, let's walk down with these chaps and see how top-level tour pros do it, shall we?
Did you notice that just the way the ball sounds coming off the club face from those guys? They just hit it so perfectly and so hard. It's just incredible, you know.
Well, it's like you said, it's great to see actually, isn't it?
Yep.
Because I have no idea where the ball's going to go. And I know where I want it to go, but it very rarely goes where I want it to go. But it's just that consistency,
Yeah,
isn't it? And this is
absolutely.
something actually we see, certainly from.
I mean, did you see Graeme there? Graeme was going to he had the 3-wood in his hand. John hit a lovely drive. Graeme says to his caddy, pass me the driver, please.
Yeah.
And you think, if I'm in a competition and I'm thinking ahead what I'm going to do on the first hole, the last thing I want to do as an amateur is make a change, right before I hit my tee shot, because my head's just going to explode.
Yeah.
He just did that. Cool as a cucumber, bosh, straight down the middle.
I often wonder that as well, actually. You almost don't want to go first, do you, really?
Yeah. Or if your mate hits a bad shot, it's like, it's all right now.
It certainly is.
It's like when you go skiing and if somebody breaks their leg, you think, well, there's less chance of it happening to me on this holiday now.
We've been down to the first green already once today, and of course we did have a half hour delay. I was wondering, looking at the tee sheets, this group was supposed to go out at 10:24, of course. The first green was a bit of an ice rink early doors this morning, but it's in fine condition now. I just spoke to a couple of the players after they came off the first, just asked them what the condition was like. It says absolutely fantastic.
Perfect.
I've seen some fantastic second shots into the green today. Pin is obviously cut off to the right. They're getting it close. Big opportunity to lay down an early marker.
I think there is. I mean, it is a tricky approach shot here, but I think it's all about where you're going to land your ball on the green. And I was talking to a couple of the pros earlier, and they're not really looking at flags, which is what amateurs do all the time. They're looking at where they want to land their ball to put it from, which is quite interesting and pretty obvious when they say it like that. But yet, we always see a flag and got to aim for the flag.
Yes. I'm liking what we're seeing here with the guys in front. We just put the cameras on. It's all smiles. It's all chatting away, isn't it? They're all having a banter. There's nothing better than playing golf. And you get on with your
Absolutely,
group,
Absolutely. Well, you're out there for a long time, and
you're spending 4 hours of your life with these people.
It's just super relaxed. But I think you see that all the time on the 2020 Pro Tour. You see so many of the same names coming back week after week.
Let's see where Nick is, shall we? Let's follow Nick out there. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the 2020 Pro Tour here at Headingley. It's the Golf Quiz Masters. We are with one of the main feature groups today. Certainly exciting group, isn't it? Graeme Storm, John Parry and Nick McCarthy all have very high credentials in the game, don't they? And surely Nick McCarthy, he's just, I've never seen somebody so consistent. And I think that's what's the most impressive thing. Yeah,
I think he could have won. He won 2 events last year on the 2020 Pro Tour. I think he could have maybe won 4 or 5. He was so many second places. Very good player.
But that's what golf is, isn't it? If you play on the PGA Tour and you get 1 win and you get 10 top 10s, it's a good
career,
you're a multi-millionaire, aren't you? Let's not kid ourselves. And although the prize funds aren't quite as high as that here today, there is a guaranteed prize pot of at least just shy of £6,000, which will be handed out today. So you can see the group ahead as well. That's Lee Skygill, Sam Reeves and Oliver Whittaker just holing out at the first. Par 4 to begin with, 392 yards. There's opportunity here. And we've seen a few people go a bit wild here. I think quite a lot of the players have been in a similar position to Nick McCarthy this morning.
It can be quite intimidating when you can't see where the ball's going. Obviously, it's a blind shot over the brow. There is the water down there if you absolutely catch one and get a firm bounce. Not the easiest, the first tee shots.
What are you thinking here, Paul? If you're Nick, what are you thinking?
Okay, so he's got about, I would think he's going to have about 85 yards to the green. The flag is 10 on 7 from the right. Looks like it's an uphill slope from right to left. Ball's hanging beneath his feet, so it should go left to right when I'm moving with a small club. I'd be surprised if we don't see this within 10-15 feet.
I'd say that was a lucky bounce in the end, wasn't it?
Came back there,
let's move on a little bit, shall we?
Always difficult when the ball's beneath your feet there, a bit of a
miss hit there,
as well.
think, or
Yeah,
just
could be
half
early on
a
in the
club
round.
length too short.
I didn't quite caught it as purely as he was hoping to. I think it's just bounced out the hazard. Nick's at 12 to 1 today on Sky Bets, obviously one of the favourites.
Yeah.
The other 2 guys in this group I think are at 11s.
Yeah, do go check it out. Also, if you want to watch the action, we are live actually on the Golf Show YouTube channel, aren't we? Right now, as well as live sport now. We're also broadcasting on Twitter at Ian Waterhouse1. That's my Twitter handle, and on Twitch, Content Live Productions, and of course Facebook as well. Numerous pages. Welcome to our Irish audience. We're broadcasting to the Irish Golfer magazine today, and of course our good friends at Golf Monthly. Today's golfer, Golf Magic, Women in Golf magazine, and Golf Asia. please do like, comment and share. Paul and I will be looking at the comments as well, so if you do have a question, or if you've got a question for Graeme, John or Nick and you want us to ask it, please do ask it. We are happy to talk to the players. They're usually happy to talk to us as well. It depends, mind you, it depends how their round's going.
I might see what Nick's lives first before we ask him a question.
Yes.
But as you can see here with Graeme, not a million miles from the ditch there.
No.
One more big bounce.
Who would you rather have been there? Would you rather be Graeme or John? I don't answer it now, based on what he's done there, but position-wise, obviously John's over on the left.
John's got a bit more green to work with there, hasn't he? Graeme's got maybe 5 or 6 yards from the end of the hazard penalty area to the flag.
Got a good birdie opportunity there, isn't he? What can Graeme do here? Graeme Storm now, second shot into the par 4 first. Got a tricky downhill putt there, isn't he?
Could be interesting, that one.
As soon as he hit it, you could hear him. I don't think he was too happy with it. This is going to be interesting from Nick McCarthy, and so far John Parry, probably the man smiling the most, I would have thought.
I think so.
Let's get a closer look at this, shall we? Is Nick thinking of taking a drop?
John, do you want to have a look at this?
Nick, do you want me to give Chris and Adam a call?
I think you'd have to see it. I think you'd have
Yeah.
to come out and see it,
Just quickly, Paul, fair few balls in this stream.
It's seen some action, hasn't it?
If you live in the Headley area, fancy a few free golf balls. Don't mind getting your feet wet. So it's a terrible, terrible lie, isn't it, for Nick McCarthy here? I think
it does look like it should be GUR, really, shouldn't it?
It does, yeah. I think that's exactly what they're saying as well. Of course, the new rules of golf, which are not so new anymore, are they?
2019,
it's a knee height drop now. And of course, a lot of the European Tour players and PGA Tour are taking a mick a little bit, weren't they?
Yeah, Ricky Fowler did a very interesting one when he got penalised for not doing it the week before, but it is designed to speed up the game of golf.
Yes.
And it's there so it should stop straight away and you're not having to re-drop it. Good shot.
Not too bad at all. Let's watch this group highlight. We're going to stick with them for a little bit. We did want to follow this feature group. We're going to follow them on the second as well. Slightly longer, isn't it? 407 yards, I think. Again, what I've noticed about Headingley is if you don't know your way around it, you could be in trouble, couldn't you? Because even the second tee shot is blind as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's talking to some of the players today, and a lot have been here at the weekend for a practice round to have a good look at it. So a lot of them have not played it for a while or not played it before. And it's just always that little bit unsettling when you can't quite see where you're going to hit the ball.
So Graeme Storm facing a tricky downhill putt.
Yeah, that's going to be quick. Interesting watching Nick there. There was no panic, no alarm. If you're on the first hole in your monthly medal on a Saturday, you've just hit one, nearly gone in the water, having to take a drop. Cool as a cucumber. How gently hit that?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Come on, just a little bit more. Should be a comfortable par. Well, reasonably. I'll be a bit nervous over it, but I'm sure Graeme Storm, a man who's
Nice to see the group just coming off the second tee ledge, waiting for Graeme to take his putt. The path is a bit noisy, that gravelly path, so very respectful. You see that with these sort of elite golfers. The etiquette is just superb.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Great putt from Nick there, really unlucky.
It was, wasn't it? I thought that was heading in. It's not the start he wanted, but we saw it actually last week. I think Stuart Easton, winner at 6 under par, actually bogeyed the first as well, so it doesn't mean it's over.
John for birdie.
Come round.
Didn't turn.
It was never quite
Barely
going,
touched
is
it.
it? Graeme Storm for par.
This group's attracted quite a few followers in, you'd expect.
Wonder why.
Great, we'll get the crowds back.
Lovely jubbly, great stuff. It is great to see Graeme back.
Yeah.
He's had trouble with his wrist, isn't he?
Yeah,
But,
he's had 3 surgeries, I think.
yeah,
Yep.
we'll go round and certainly getting himself back. And like I say, he's playing in the British Masters at the Belfry. I was at the Belfry last Wednesday myself, and it was in fine condition.
It's super down there, isn't it? Whenever I hear the Belfry get the hairs on the back of my neck, thinking of those Ryder Cups in the late 80s. You'll be too young to remember them, mate, but you know, for us old guys. And it was just, you know, when Europe were really starting to dominate in the Ryder Cup with your Seve and your Faldos and your Lyles and your Langers, fantastic days. And if you ever played that course as well, it's just awesome.
Yes, so I was actually on the PGA National course, but it's still, you know, just to be around the venue, and of course, you know, you do have the Pro, isn't it? It's beautiful. We were just talking about Nick McCarthy a little bit earlier, actually, weren't we? Yeah, I think Leo might stay here actually and watch them tee off from down here. We'll probably hang around down here actually and catch them up, shall we?
Yeah.
Nick McCarthy, as we were just saying, super cool, isn't it? He only looks like he's got about 6 clubs in his bag, doesn't he? I mean, he does have the full allocation, of course, but
we might be better off on the patch. It might be in the danger zone off the tee, looking at one of those two boys.
Might be
Someone who's lost 4 teeth playing golf. Yeah, I have quite good at spotting the hazards.
You haven't hit yourself, have you?
No, somebody threw a club once and I was stood in the wrong place.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I hope they got banned, did they?
Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, I was only 16. Just bought a new Nick Faldo Pringle jumper. They were all the rage then. Everywhere. Oh, not what you want.
Well, I'm pleased to say, if you are watching this, we are broadcasting the Faldo series this year at 6 events in the UK, which is going to be fantastic stuff.
That's
obviously throughout the summer, through the summer holidays.
Great series, that, isn't it? You know.
Oh, it really is.
Like McIlroy was on that back in those for the development.
He certainly was. In fact, I remember last year. They have a number of groups. They have under 16 girls, under 21 girls, under 16 boys, under 18 boys, under 21 boys. It was an under 16 girl who won outright.
Is it really?
It was beat everyone.
Excellent. You know, some of the friends of 20. Charlotte Oswick played on it. You know, Charlotte's been commentary with you. Some very good players on that.
A very strong alumni
Absolutely.
Faldo series, and very strong field today here at the Golf Quiz Masters on the 2020 Pro Tour. I did promise Leon I'll get him a buggy for this afternoon.
I heard you say that as well, Leon. I did hear him.
So we've actually got the other group behind, just coming down the first as well. Adam Rochester, Julian Wood and Mackenzie Lewis. But we're going to stick with John Parry, Graeme Storm, Nick McCarthy. 3 European Tour wins between them, but multiple wins across the Challenge Tour, etc. In
Sunshine
2020
Tour as well,
Pro Tour, Sunshine Tour, of course, yes. And it's great for the tour, isn't it, to have players like John and Graeme teeing
awesome.
up.
You've got these 3 stars here, and in the group behind you've got 3 amateurs.
Yeah.
I mean, that just sums it up for me. It's so cool.
And of course, it is a mixed gender tournament as well. And a little bit earlier, of course, Talia Martin was lead. I'm not sure what the scores are actually. We'll bring them up on screen for not just yet, but in a little bit once this group have teed off. But we've got a number of ladies. We did actually catch up with Nicola Slater. I spoke to Mia Earl-Smith a little bit earlier as well.
Ellie Givens, who was the first woman winner on the 2020 tour last year.
Givens, yeah, we spoke to her last week at Huddersfield. She's out on the course now. She teed up 2 or 3 groups before this one.
Finished just outside the top 20 last week, so first event for a while.
Yeah.
She's got Ladies European Tour this year. She's heading out to South Africa. She's had in 2 or 3 weeks, so fantastic for her to get a card in her hand and some competition.
You can't put a price on it, can you?
No.
Really?
It's amazing.
So it looks like Graeme's on the tee first.
Keeping the same honour as last time, I think.
Oh, so yes, of course it will be. It'll be John first.
I imagine the guy's going to be hitting driver on this hole today.
Yeah. If we just pan to the left, actually, just up there, the gentleman in the blue is going to play next. As we just talked about respect there, just let them play their approach shots to the second shots into the par 4 first.
I really like that when you see this sort of level of golf, even just from picking the tee up after they've hit it. You know, they're just getting out of each other's way.
Yeah.
You know, they're all there. They want to play. They all want to compete.
It's
I
a
know
game
what
of
it's like.
respect.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. And
Got to act like you want to be treated. So of course coming downhill will affect the yardages in. This is going to be playing a little bit shorter than you'd expect. Out the first cut off rough as well, it's not going to have quite as much spin on it. Pretty intimidating first hole actually, to be fair, isn't it? Look at it from here.
it is, but no one's really gone far left. Everybody's knocked it, the right half of the green. I've been very impressed with what I've seen so far.
Oh, what a lovely swing that was.
We'll just talk you through where it lands, and it's just kicked to the top, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's just gone beyond the light fringe of the green and into the thicker stuff.
Yeah, could be quite a slopey putt that one.
What would you do there? Would you putt, or would you even get a wedge out?
No, I think I'd putt. Yeah, I think you want to putt.
Right, looks like John Parry's about to tee off now on the second tee. It's another par 4. In fact, there's 5 par 4s to start. Get my numbers right. A couple of back-to-back par 5s here, though, isn't there?
Yep.
There's scoring opportunities. We'll talk you through that one whilst John gets his stance. We've seen quite a few people go right and go quite wildly right as well this morning here at the second. We're going to walk up it as well. We haven't had the pleasure of heading up to yet.
No breeze at all today, is there? It's absolutely still, beautiful day.
I was at Brands Hatch yesterday and it was ice cold.
Really?
Today it's glorious. I'm going to take my jacket off later.
Because you're in Yorkshire, mate.
That's very true. Freezing cold in Kent, roasting hot in Yorkshire. The world has gone mad. It looks a big, wide, inviting fairway, doesn't it, here at the second?
Yeah. But anything down the left coming off into the back down the side, you've got the penalty area down there, pretty much running up all the way up the hole.
You do quite a lot of filming up at Crostham Heath, do you?
Crostham Heath with Chris have been doing it, and Fulford Golf Club have been brilliant with me as well. So.
Fantastic
I think a bit
stuff.
of frustration came out of that. You see swing speed on that one, that ball knew it was hit.
Yes, it certainly did. Have it, as Peter Kay used to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to Aaron Cox earlier, and he was saying that holes 1 through 6 here are the sort of danger holes, and he feels that you can really sort of turn the taps on when you get to 7. So it'd be interesting to get out there and have a look at that. So I think the scores we've seen so far are just for the first few holes. So it'd be interesting when the guys get round there, round the corner, and see what scores are coming in later.
It's a 1-round shootout today, of course. There's no second round here, so you've just got to go for it, haven't you?
I think so. Yeah, I mean it's interesting that, and it doesn't always occur to amateurs, but some pros like to play in 2-day events, in 4-day events. It's like different formats of cricket. You know, it's not always the same England cricket team depending on the format of it. And some guys don't like the
If you just pan onto the green, the first green just over there, I think we're about to just see what he's going to do off the fringe. We'll just see what he's going to do, and then we'll catch up with this group.
He's just going to have to breathe on this one, Ian, isn't he?
Yeah. movements.
Yeah.
That there is Adam Rochester, Julian Wood and Mackenzie Lewis, as you rightly said, Paul, an all amateur group there. And I think Aaron might have said from 7 you can really get firing. I think that might have been because the first 5 holes here at Headingley are all par 4, 6 is a par 3, and then it's back-to-back par 5s.
Yeah, and they're quite long par 4s as well, some of these. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And it was great talking to Aaron actually, because again, amateurs aren't thinking. I'm not thinking. You know, is this an easy hole for me? Is it a difficult hole? And he'd been strategising. He knew the course inside and out. He was talking about some greens where you can't miss it left. So obviously knew his stuff. Aaron was tied 5th last week, 3 under par.
Yeah.
You know, the guy wants to try and qualify for the Open this year. Every time you see a picture on social media, he's in the gym. I don't know if it's the same footage. Maybe he needs to wear a different T-shirt.
I think he's just regurgitating footage from about 5 years ago, because he looks younger and younger every time I see a video.
I don't know, some lockdown hair going under that cap. But yeah, he's really going for it. He's such a busy guy with his junior academy. He's got 92 juniors that he's coaching every week. He's built that from scratch. He's been doing his Facebook and Instagram lives. I think we were both on there over the lockdown.
Yeah, he's always a pleasure to have on the camera as well. He certainly knows what he's talking about. In fact, there's a fair chance he's going to join us a little bit later.
Excellent.
As well. Now, if you're enjoying this coverage today, we really hope you are. It's the Golf Quiz Masters here on the 2020 Pro Tour. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're on the Golf Show. We're also on Live Sport now. If you want to follow the live scores as well, you can. We've actually put a link into the 2020 Pro Tour website. All you do is go to results, and you can follow all the action live there too.
So obviously it's preferred lies today. You just saw Graeme picking the ball up there, so as long as he puts his tee peg down, he can do that.
Yep.
Give the ball a clean. A bit of frost here this morning, so it makes sense for it to be preferred lies.
So we are with Graeme, Storm, John Parry and Nick McCarthy here, middle of the fairway, the second.
You can see the sight line. I mean, Nick's ball was landed over here, and it's finished not far from the penalty area.
It has, hasn't it? Really, he's a little bit wild early stages so far, isn't he?
Yeah, not something you'd normally think about with Nick. He's a very good, very consistent player, and another blind approach. Really, you can't see the bottom of the flag from here.
I'll blame the camera, Paul.
Graham's going to have about 110 into the front of this green. Pin is 15 on, 4 from the left.
I tell you what, now we're out in the open, the sun is really beating down, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Glorious. So what do you think Graham's got in his hand there, Paul?
I think he's probably got about 120 in. I think he's probably got a gap wedge, maybe a bit less if he wants to take some spin off it.
So we're currently watching two-time European Tour champion Graeme Storm. Look at this green. You realise it's gone a bit right.
It's going to kick left as it comes down.
It's going to kick left, isn't it? And it does slope right to left quite severely here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see actually, Paul. Just looking. We'll keep the camera on the players on John Parry, but over on the left, it's very lush green fairway compared to here, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
We've got some sheep for company as well.
As I was driving in this morning, there was a lamb in the middle of the road, and it was trying to get back through the fence into the farm, and it couldn't quite get through it.
John Parry's second shot there.
Yeah, rebounds.
Yeah. Let's have a look at Nick McCarthy again. I think to just find his rhythm soon, I think, won't he?
Nick's punch one in a little bit lower. That's beautiful.
that's going to come around a bit to the left. We'll see where that ends up. Interesting, no caddy for John Parry or Nick McCarthy. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen John Parry with a caddy.
Yeah. A lot of players do like to carry, don't they?
Yeah.
The weight of that bag that John's got in his back there is the equivalent of 6 2-litre bottles.
I was just about to say, I watched your video on carrying a bag, so do go check it out. Head over to the Golf Show and do, in particular, check that video out. There's been a number of articles all across golf publications about actually it can be quite bad for you, can't it?
And pulling a trolley's bad for you as well. You know, you've got to be really careful in the amount of golf these guys are going to play. And I'm not sure it burns that many more calories, but you could take your bag off and on maybe 80 to 100 times in a round. So it's the other muscles using lifting it up as well.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you think how much energy you'll use actually doing that. I often find that, you know, I get to sort of 16 and kind of like, if I'm not playing well, I'm sort of running out of puff and, you know.
Although I suspect you and I have got more balls in our bag than these guys have got.
Not
at the start of the round, anyway.
Not by the end of the round. I'm having to borrow. Pay a little visit to the club shop after and at least
reload again.
Reload. So this is second green. It's the first time we've seen this actually, haven't we? Pin cut off to the left.
See some people out watching it, enjoying the Yorkshire sunshine.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Beautiful view actually here, isn't it? Here at Headingley Golf Club, you're
nice
watching.
Part of the world around here.
It's stunning, isn't it? You are watching the Golf Quiz Masters live on the 2020 Pro Tour.
Greens are looking beautiful here today.
Go on, get it. Oh, just lips to the left, didn't it?
Great effort.
He was aggressive with that putt as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, picked some speed near the hole as well. Must be a little downslope there.
We'll have a word with John after this because he's been very professional so far in his round, hasn't he? Like I say, he's taken Aaron Cox's advice. He's going to start firing from 7.
Yeah, it's going to be great to watch. Could see some good scores today. It'd be nice to see that £10,000 bonus for shooting 59 and getting drained, wouldn't it?
Just not for track employment.
I'm sure the publicity would be worth it.
Sure, but it's going to be back
Right.
pars, isn't it, for John Parry? It's a solid start, and as we saw with John Parry last year, he sort of was getting into the groove in the first half of the season. His second half of the season just exploded. I think he had about 3 times.
Three wins, didn't he? Yeah.
Go on. Oh, grab a quick word with John, shall we?
We'll put that in the respects as well.
John Parry is putting their scores into Golf Genius, I assume. He's certainly not texting me. John, pretty professional start, I was just saying to Paul there.
Yeah, good. I'm quite happy with it. Obviously,
We
nice
had
to make birdie on the first.
we had a delay because of the first green was covered in frost this morning. How was it playing out there?
It was all right. It was hard to because I didn't have a practice round.
Yeah.
And obviously pitching him from quite close, it felt really firm.
Yeah.
But then hitting a fuller shot in on the second, I was a bit worried about it bouncing, and then it didn't. So at least now I've got an idea how the. But it seems fine. The greens look good, and
Yeah.
the greens soft enough to sort of throw them up there.
And you're giving yourself opportunity, and that's all you can ask for, isn't it, so far?
Fairway, especially around here. Yeah.
Top man, thank you very much. Let's watch this group tee off, shall we, Paul? We might wait for the group behind, actually, to watch a couple of the amateur group. It'll be quite interesting to see how they play it.
Yep.
It might be worth coming up here a bit.
Another slopey fairway out there.
Yeah, it certainly is, isn't it?
Strong hole. This will be stroke index 3 for the members, so that'd be the third hardest hole on the course theoretically. So I won't bother these guys.
I was going to say there is a ditch at the front.
Yeah.
That's not really in play, is it, for anybody? I don't think.
so.
If you picked that up on the camera, chatting about DeChambeau. What do you think? What's your opinion, Paul?
I
Good
think
for
he's
the
great.
game?
I think he's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I think he's
I agree.
a bit crazy. I love the.
You need a maverick. Though,
You
don't
do. I saw a video of him once, and he was trying to explain the technology to Tiger Woods, and you're like, well, Tiger went to Stanford. I'm sure he can fully understand it. But yeah, he's a character. Interesting strategy. I mean, it used to be about sort of hitting the fairways, hitting the greens. He just wants to hit it as far as he can, and if I'm in a bunker, if I'm in the rough, don't really care. I've got a shorter club in my hand, and the stats seem to back that up at the minute.
They certainly do. In fact, it's because of Bryson DeChambeau. I chose and put into play actually the Cobra 1 length for a little bit. And actually for me,
I like the idea. I've never tried them. I think I'm going to have to try that on an episode of the golf show just to see what they're like.
Yeah, I would.
Completely get the sense behind them.
So it's John Parry first on tee, par, but he's giving himself opportunities, isn't he, to birdie?
Absolutely. Just listen to the sound of the ball coming off this club face.
Echoing ring and thud, isn't it?
Vaporised.
Beautiful. That is the perfect word for it. Vaporised. Sounds like something of Star Wars or something. Wow.
Last time I played here was on a winter's day, and it does get cold up here. There's like 6 layers on. I think I had 2 woolly hats at one point. Might hit that bank kick left into the rough.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Gone into the trees over there on the left. Still rolling left,
Bit
actually.
of breeze picked up there. I don't know if you felt that in.
Yeah, I have.
Probably one of the highest points on the course here, I think.
I'm not surprised you say it. I bet it's icy up here in the middle of winter.
You need
Been
soup.
there.
You need soup for blood.
Being a southerner, I can handle it. It's a great shot. McCarthy finding his form. We're actually going to stay up here, aren't we, and catch the group behind, just back on the first green. So that was, hope you enjoyed that. What a treat that was to watch Graeme Storm, John Parry and Nick McCarthy. Nick still just stood on the tee, actually. Yeah. What he's thinking there. But yeah, he struggled, didn't he? But started to hopefully find
You
a
wouldn't
little
bet
bit of
against
form.
him. One thing that's perhaps interesting for Leon to pick up on the cameras here is we've got the gents tee here, 412 yards. You've got the ladies tee just about where Graeme Storm is now. So obviously it's a gender equal tour.
Yep.
The course of the ladies is at least 15% shorter. So
Yep.
they've got the same, and the idea behind that is to try and get the same kind of shots going into the par 5. So the ladies are hitting a wood in, and the guys are hitting maybe a 7 or a 6 iron. So, it's a different course, but that's what makes it equal. I think that's one of the best things about the 2020 tour is the gender equality. Obviously, we had a lady winner last year in Ellie Givens up at Rockcliffe Hall. But just to sort of see the difference there between the gents' tee and the ladies' tee on this hole.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a very good point actually, because I at Huddersfield last week chatting to Adam, I think even he openly admitted that you know, they needed to do a bit of work over the winter. They needed to get the calculations right, and it's important they got the calculations right. They've certainly done it. We can stay up here actually, Leon, if you like, and watch the group behind coming in. We've actually got Hamza Rafiq down there on the right. In fact, someone's coming out of the bunker. I don't think you can catch that, can you, Leon? Just over there on the right in the sand. Thank you. That's a lesson. Oh my word, I've been in that position before, and I don't think it's come out, has it?
I think that's Craig Hare playing there, amateur.
It is, isn't it?
He's obviously got better hamstrings than I have the way he approached that shot. Great play, Craig plays.
He's gone for a yellow ball. Does that?
I don't think he started with the yellow ball, so that might not be a good sign.
I actually like the colourway Truvis balls because there's science behind that as well. They're technically supposed to look like they're slightly bigger.
Okay.
And of course, bigger heads, bigger golf balls. I just need bigger holes.
What about when you put it out? Does the hole look smaller?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, I had Titleist up on the golf show last week, and we did a ball fitting up at Fulford, and they're doing some balls now in like a matte red, matte green, different colour balls. You know, really cool. And he says some players are picking them just because they like the different colour. Yeah.
Let's pan back. Yeah, thank you, Leon. Let's pan back onto the second green here. We've just watched some very high-profile pros. Now we're watching the amateurs coming on, and one of these three gentlemen maybe for a future European Tour win, a PGA Tour.
Wouldn't that be great?
Maybe even a Masters champion one day.
What an experience for these guys here. Imagine seeing the tee times come out and you're in the tee group after Graeme Storm, John Parry and Nick McCarthy.
We are looking at Adam Rochester, Julian Wood and Mackenzie Lewis. I tell you, when you do a lot of work with these tours, Paul, you really do understand, first of all, what goes into making it to the top. You know, we look at players like Tyrrell Hatton and obviously McIlroy. I actually think one of my favourite players, I call him the Mondeo man because he's very underrated. Do you know who I'm going to say?
Matthew Fitzpatrick.
How did you know? Yeah.
Well, he did used to drive a Mondeo. There's a famous story when he played when he won the British Masters at Woburn when it first came back, when Ian Poulter hosted it. He pulled into the car park and Henrik Stenson was getting out of his Ferrari, and he was like, "What is that?" And he says, "It's okay, I've just signed with Chubby. He's got me a deal with Merck next week." but he's just so consistent, isn't he? It's great to see how well he's playing in America. I think it can take a lot of adapting to playing to the PGA Tour, and he's playing fantastic.
But he seems to go on outside of golf. Everybody knows Rory. Everybody knows Fowler. Everybody knows Tiger Woods. But Matthew Fitzpatrick is so good. Yeah. But I reckon the average person just doesn't know.
Probably wouldn't know. He's got to be in the top 30 in the world, I'd imagine, if not the top 20. Obviously from Yorkshire, played at Hallamshire Golf Club where we had the event last week. Great putt there. Played for the county. Did a lot. Used to come down to Fulford Golf Club and sort of show some of the juniors back in the day. We've got a great picture up in the clubhouse where all the juniors who were about 6 or 7 then, or maybe about 16 now, and a little bit embarrassed by how they look on this picture. But yeah, real nice guy.
There's actually a picture up in the clubhouse here as well, isn't there, of Abigail Taylor, the lady junior captain. She did play quite a bit on the 2020. Can't play today because she's actually at school.
She is. I was talking to her dad, Nick, because he recognised me from me being captain of Fulford a couple of years ago when she played in the RNA Girls under-16 tournament. Fantastic player, and apparently she's not talking to him because she wasn't allowed to play today.
I heard a story, actually, she had to go to school today, and she was at the bus stop, and he even drove past the bus stop to get to Headingley Golf Club.
He lives just around the corner, yeah.
So a group of amateurs just putting out here at the par 4 second, the Golf Quiz Masters on the 2020 Pro Tour. Things are starting to heat up a little bit here.
Absolutely, and temperature as well. Might need some sun cream later.
I spent the last 3 days out in the sun and I am like a lobster. It's a fine art, isn't it, being able to read the greens as well?
It is, yeah, you've got to get past the hole. You know, as they say, 100% of short puts don't go in. And putting counts for about 40% of your score, so it's so important. That's why these guys are taking their time, they're walking around the hole.
It's the most used club in the bag, is the putter.
Yep. This could be a quick put here, a short backswing. Go on.
We're going to watch. Let's watch this group of amateurs tee off and sort of see if we can gauge the difference between the noise that we just saw from John Parry, Graeme Storm, and Nick McCarthy. It's certainly very, very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Confidence from these young men.
Yeah, straight out of the blocks, the confidence is incredible, isn't it?
Are we in the
We're on
way
the,
here?
that hole there.
Yeah, we are actually massively in the way. We'll just wait for him to hole out and then we're going to have to move.
We'll probably head up to the tee, I think.
There.
Yeah, there's a par 3 coming back, this one here.
In fact, this will make a great chance to watch this right now, actually, won't it? Indeed.
Yep. Great vantage point. So where those guys are there, they're playing into this green. Keep coming back, boys. They're looking at the two. That's the ladies' tee, I think.
Yeah, here. Let's grab a quick word with it, shall we? Guys, turning out to be a beautiful day golf today. How have the first 2 holes gone for you?
Yeah, it's been gone very well, thank you.
That's what I like to hear.
It's just greens are really nice.
Yeah.
Bit firm,
Yeah.
but really nice.
Do you know Headingley? You played it before?
No, not really. I've just seen a few videos. Yeah.
So you haven't had a practice round or anything?
No,
Is
no.
it quite tricky at the first and second? Because they're blind tee shots,
Yeah,
aren't
it's blind tee shot, so it's really a free wood or a driver.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a driver for me. Can't hit it that far. But,
they? It's 2 drivers for me.
yeah. But yeah, it's a nice course. Sun's out as well, so
Perfect.
yeah.
And how does it feel? Being, you've got 3 amateurs here and you're playing in the group behind Graeme Storm, who's won 4 times on tour.
Yeah.
John Parry's won 1 time on tour, 3 of these events last year. Nick McCarthy's played in the Open European Tour. You know, what's it like when you get the tee sheet and you see your name behind those guys?
It's good, yeah. You get a lot of adrenaline.
Yeah.
But I've just come here for experience, really. Only being 14-year-old, so
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's one of the beauties of this tour, isn't it? You know, where can you get that experience for whatever you pay? You know, anywhere in the world, it's such a good developmental tour.
It is, yeah,
Even you guys getting interviewed, you know, you're probably a bit nervous and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But that's great. That's what it's all about, you know. And as long as you ever enjoy yourself today, you've got a smile on your face, which is
Definitely,
great
yeah.
to see. You know, and lucky that one didn't drop over there. That was a great putt.
Yeah, cheers.
Looking forward to watching you guys tee
Thank you
off.
very much.
Fantastic.
Cheers.
Play well, guys. Thank you very much. We're just watching, actually, the par 3. Hamza Rafiq about to tee off on that par 3. Let's see what he can do. Cracking vantage point up here, haven't we? Really, Hannah?
14 years old and teeing up in the same field as winners from the European Tour. What club was that? Now we're left, not right, but we still
Yeah,
got,
we
because you've got to look after the moneymaker, right?
You've
Ian?
got to, and fortunately, Leon wasn't pointing the camera at us, so, so don't look too stupid.
The bloopers reel will be out later, guys, on the YouTube channel.
If that was Hamza, that would be quite a good shot to see where it's landed, actually.
That
wouldn't
could
it?
roll around it.
Let's watch this group tee off, and then we'll go find where Hamza's ball is.
I think Leon does a great job of following the ball through the air. It's an art to that, isn't it? It's so difficult.
I think people don't realise we actually broadcast the whole show off one camera.
Yeah.
You know. It's all about positioning.
Yeah.
Wish I could hit it like
That's awesome, isn't it? That should keep it. Misses the bunker, it should keep it on.
Exactly that. Yeah, exactly.
Got over it.
I think it has gone over it. Yeah. He's able to hit the ball like that.
Just having a camera behind them must get the straight a little bit, you know. It's getting your name read out on the first tee.
I didn't tell them where we're broadcasting to. I think it might put them off a bit.
Well, the amount of views you got last year, was it over 1 million views?
It's 1.1 million views on 2020 profile. 2.7 million views in total in golf.
Fantastic, incredible. And that's the first season when people are still just finding out about it for the first time.
Yeah, it was some year. I'll tell you what, straight as an arrow that, isn't it?
Mile. Wow.
Look, what a shot. And of course now it's rolling back down to left, right in the heart of the fairway there. And I said that that sort of ditch wasn't in play. It's not far off, was it?
It's firming up out there as well, isn't it?
We've got Craig Hare back in the bunker. We'll come to that shortly. Let's just look at this. We've got Bryson DeChambeau-esque here.
This could be good.
You know, I'm 35 and I'm never going to play as well as these guys.
And these guys are amateurs.
Exactly.
You know,
So well, guys.
Second guy to play there is 14 years old.
Right, this is. We're back with Hamza Rafiq here.
Yeah.
This group, let me just get it out. This is Group 3. Craig Hare, Hamza Rafiq, and George Ash. I'll tell you what, by the way, Craig Hare was in that bunker. Look how well he's played it early. It's got really
deep
close.
bunker. Look at that.
That was a cracker shot out of the bunker, by the way.
It's nothing but luck, wasn't that one?
I don't believe you. Come on, I don't believe you.
If you'd have seen the rest of my golf today, you'd know that was pure luck.
You played a yellow ball. Any reason for that?
Yeah.
Just like
Blind as a bat.
it? Fair play, mate.
How you doing, right?
How you doing, mate? You right? We'll just watch this group hole out, and then I think it might be time for a glass of water, Paul.
I think so, yeah. Hannah Morrison in the, that's Craig in the next group. You've got Chris in the group after that time. We'll catch them all.
Yeah, we'll probably.
Quick put that.
George Ash up there. I did just speak to Craig Hare actually as well, and I said, you know, good shot out of the bunker. He said it's pure like if you watch any of my golf today. You know, I don't think he's having the best of days.
Okay. Had quite an early tee time, Craig. I think he was the second group out, second or third group out.
Yes. He's got a nice hat there.
Yeah.
Every cloud.
Absolutely. Working well as a team there with his caddy. Fast putt, very slopey green, big slope from back of the green down to the front.
Quite bobbly, didn't it?
Did a little bit, yeah. What a great three. Great three there, great up and down out the bunker.
Yeah. That's better. I'm nodded ahead. I think that was Aaron Cox.
That's Aaron, isn't it? Yeah. Just chip in then. I think it was
I think he's got a putter in hand. I think he's missed it. I don't think he's happy.
It's off on a while. I think he's sold out. I think that was a happy chip.
Hamza Rafiq just missing it. We'll certainly find out a bit later, won't we?
Always going to be difficult to that tee shot for Rafiq there.
Shaky the head from Hamza there. Nick Marsh has just missed his putt. Well done, Nick. I'm not so sure it was by Aaron, but that is a march of a man.
He looks
He's
like he's got
unhappy,
steam coming out of his ears, doesn't it?
George Ashley. He's stormed off his Aaron. I think
Yeah.
you just pick him up in the red down there, Kenny Lee, just on the tee box. We just heard a big shout from him, and I don't think he's a happy man. I just see Hannah Morrison down there as well,
Yep.
just on the third tee, just reading the lie of the land there. We'll let these guys go. We'll move out the way actually, and what I think we're going to do, we're going to cut off to a short break now. We will be back out on the course a little bit later. Elaine, if you could just bring up the scoreboard on the screen. Remember, Golf Genius, you can head over to 2020 Pro Tour. Put a link in the text for you as well. And then also do head over, click the link below it to head over to YouTube Live Sport Now. Give us a subscribe. You can watch all of our live sport in 2021 on Live Sport Now. And also head over to the golf show as well. Give it a subscribe. We're live on the golf show too. It's really, really worth it. It's great, great, great content. Paul, have you enjoyed that session now?
I really enjoyed that, Ian. Thanks very much. It was great. Really enjoyed it.
It's been a real pleasure. What a treat it was to follow Graeme, Storm, John Parry and Nick McCarthy. We're going to be back live out on the course, catching up with more of the action a little bit later, and then we have a very special putting technique show with Nick Marsh and Adam Walker. We'll catch up with you a little bit later. Thank you.